Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing Thursday Night Football. Play the song. Yeah, that's actually probably the worst theme song of all the special football games in general. Today we are ranking all 19 of them, including Thanksgiving. But before you say, oh, this guy did it first. Yes, I saw TK12 did bang, 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 and I'm actually planning on doing all the same ones. I'm trying not to steal it. I thought I came up with it first. Fortunately, he did, but you get my funny commentary in this one. Down below of each ranking will be why it's there, how I ranked it, and what makes each one better than the next. So, if you have any questions, or you want to let me know which one was your favorite game, comment it down below. Bang! Chicago versus Seattle is actually taking our number 19 spot. This game wasn't good in my opinion at all. It had nothing to bring to the table. There was no good performance. There was none of that. The only reason it was a good ending was because this was such a Ugfest is the best way to call it. I actually, unfortunately, bet on this game. I lost a lot of money that day. A lot of money. But, hey, everyone has their bad days. The best play in this game was by far Shaq Griffin's pick to call a game. Not Shaq Griffin. That's not the guy I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about Reek Woolen. We are not in 2021. So, Reek Woolen's pick was the best dagger that could be possibly daggered in this game. Simple as that. Caleb did that Jordan-like play, but it didn't amount to anything, as we know, because it got called back. So I see that play once a month. Stop posting it. Doesn't count. I don't care about his potential. Number 18, we got Rams versus Niners. Another one of these games that just didn't have a touchdown. I mean, if you're not going to have a touchdown, you can't be put high. It's not entertaining football, not at all. So this game got put here. Kyron had 108 yards, but it's like, dude, you get the ball 30 times. Yeah, get 108 yards. That's your job. I don't really want to talk about these games much because they suck. This game also ended in a pick. This one wasn't in the end. The last one wasn't in the end zone, though. This one was. So, if you're a fan of end zone picks, you're going to love these two games. That will be way higher on your list. Next up, Patriots versus Jets. I was told by my friends I should have put this one higher, but 24-3, I know the Jets scored a lot, but when you score, you got to be interesting. It was like a 1-yard run-in, a 10-yard screen, which is what I had marked as play of the game. Aaron Rodgers actually had a half-decent performance, 281 yards on 2 touchdowns. Tyler Conklin almost had 100. It's good for him. Do you guys think he looks like the guy from Dude Perfect? Let me know down below. But this game was kind of just mid, is the best way to put it, and I'm glad the Jets got a win here, and I'm glad Saleh got shoved on the sideline, but I'm not glad I just said that. Guys, don't send Robert Saleh to beat my ass. But yeah, that's number 17 there. Number 16, we have the Broncos versus Saints. Now, if you're going to be a blowout, at least be 33-10 or less, depending. The Broncos didn't have any exceptional performances. It's just the Saints offense sucks so bad that the Broncos had a field day on them. 33-10 is the only way you get to field days. I mean, you have good days, you have bad days. Spencer Rattler started if you're the Saints, not bars. Try to make it bars, not bars. But the positive to take out of this game from the Broncos was that Javonte Williams played his probably best game of the season. I kept betting on that guy this year. Don't do that, guys. He had 2 touchdowns, 14 carries. I actually bet on him to get a touchdown, so whoop-dee. But I mean, mid-game, you guys don't want me to talk about the mid-games. You just want me to get them out the way. I know how this works. Next up, my New York Giants. My New York Giants, man. Our Thanksgiving game. I was actually really hoping to win this one. A lot of fans were hoping to tank by now. I was hoping to win this one. Drew Lock put on an interesting performance. A little bit of everything there. No one really outdid anyone else here. A lot of mid performances on the board. We let Cooper Rush dime us up. Rico Dowdle had too good of a game for Rico Dowdle. So I have it here. I don't remember a single touchdown besides Drew Lock's rushing one in this game. But I'll call that play of the game. Screw you, Cowboys fans. I'll call that play of the game. Number 14. We have the second Giants game. So Giants Cowboys again. This one actually had a little bit more oomph to it. It had a reason to end. You know, the Giants scored a garbage touchdown in the last one, so it made it look closer than it was. This one actually ended on a Giants drive. Daniel Jones didn't have a half bad game outside of throwing no touchdowns. He actually put up 300 yards total. Didn't have a run game from either team, really kind of lackluster. But the receivers, CeeDee Lamb versus Malik Neighbors, what prime time. Hopefully we'll be seeing this for a long time. I mean, these are two great receivers going at it, and they both had exceptional plays this game. One of them led to the end zone, one of them didn't. That's a problem on said teams. But pretty good game. Can't complain. I mean, the Thursday night wasn't this bad this year. I'll tell you that. It's been worse in other years. Speaking of worse in other years, the Jets and Texans, both teams that have been historically bad. We got them at our number 13 slot because there's 13 reasons why I wouldn't want to watch this game again. I'll tell you what, the Jets actually were interesting this game. The Texans sucked. You don't want to see a quarterback throw 11 for 30. That makes really boring football. But when Garrett Wilson has two one-handers, both leading to touchdowns, and we try to call it better than the OBJ catch, let's call it what it is. It's not. And it wasn't really a catch. But when he has two one-handers that are both end zone touchdowns, we can't complain, right? We can't complain as fans. This was on Halloween game. This was a Halloween game. The scariest thing about it was watching it. I'll be honest with you. The scariest thing about it was the watching part. So I wouldn't watch this game again almost ever. I'd come back to a couple clips just to see Garrett Wilson do some crazy things. Like I said, 19 incomplete passes from one quarterback means a lot of clock stoppage, a lot of boringness. So they're number 13 for that reason. Number 12, I believe we're at, is the Bills versus Dolphins. A-Chain, almost 100 yards. He actually had an exceptional performance. Big performance from this guy. It's not enough, as some of us would say that don't like Drake. I do. The Bills also didn't do anything exceptional on offense. This was just a defensive masterclass. So you had 3 picks from Tua. I think the Bills had a fumble along the way. Don't quote me on that. But this might be Bills bias because I love watching Josh Allen play, but the Bills just played the better game. James Cook had better runs. This is pretty interchangeable with the one before it. I wouldn't say there's definites to those two, but I mean, if you want to watch a beatdown, a good beatdown, I mean, 24 points in the first half, it leads to boring second half, but it wasn't unwatchable for the first half, which is the main objective of Thursday Night Football. You don't want to be unwatchable through both halves. I think that, excuse me, guys. I think that was very important. Very important. At number 11, we have Packers versus Dolphins. To add to a crappy Thanksgiving, I didn't have a turducken. I did not have a turducken, and that's not okay. I need to try one before I die. Comment down below if you've had a turducken. The Packers brutalized the Dolphins. The Dolphins kind of brought it back. And it's actually funny. Dolphins look like they have better performers. Obviously, you have to stat pad when you're on offense so much. Tua only had 9 incomplete passes on 365 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's very impressive, to be honest, especially from Tua. Obviously, the run game's not existent because you're losing by so much all the time. But hey, the Dolphins actually made an interesting second half. Kind of gave you a glimmer of hope the amount of times they got down the field that they'd get down there. They just couldn't convert in the fourth quarter. I mean, it's interesting to the point where if you had 2 drives in the fourth quarter, that could have meant that you had a chance to come back. You got to be ranked higher than the other games. That's kind of important. So Jonnu Smith had 113 yards. What a day for him. Jordan Love had a great game. Josh Jacobs had an okay game. Kind of got fed carries. You don't want to have 19 carries and 43 yards. It's not where you want to be as a running back, I'm sure. But if you have a touchdown, it makes you look a bit better, right? Can't complain too much. At our number 10 spot, we have the Seahawks versus Niners. Now, no one is going to complain if you watch a game that puts up, let me do the math real quick, 35 plus 15 is 50. So, I don't know, somewhere around 40, 61 points, I mean. Whew. 60 points, that's a brutal math question, I guess. Geno Smith kind of choked in the beginning. You threw a pick in the end zone. I remember watching this game pretty closely. I think I missed the beginning of the second half because I was driving to my friend's house to finish watching this game. Seahawks actually start coming back towards the end, and you're thinking to yourself, dang, we got a ball game, you know, like, God, man. But we did not have a ball game. In fact, the Niners kind of just, as they seem to usually do to Seattle these days. I don't know how long that will continue since the Niners have lost everyone. Watch this video if you want to know how they did it. But it looks like the Niners have lost everybody. So, could be worse, could be better. I mean, we have better games along the way, so trust me. Number 9. The camera died. I had to come back. My bad. Anyway, let's get right back into this. Number 9. Eagles Commanders. We actually had a half decent game here. I'd say it was just better because it was more watchable for the amount of quarters that it should have been. You can watch this one all the way through. Game doesn't really get lost till the fourth quarter. Two teams that were Titans at the time. Commanders coming in fresh, big. Eagles already beating the big dogs. It was kind of a chance for Jaden Daniels to prove himself. He tried his best, but sometimes you don't amount to it. They had another matchup later in the season. I mean, JD5 wins it, but injured Eagles team, so asterisk. But, I mean, you have an insane Saquon performance. 26 carries, 150 yards, and 2 touchdowns. You can't complain too much. He broke out 2 big runs for 2 big touchdowns, caught a big pass. It's more entertaining than some of the slop we've been talking about, I'll tell you that. At number 8, we have the Bears versus Lions. Now, this is a Thanksgiving game that actually went down to the wire. It was our best Thanksgiving game by far. We got to watch the Lions and Bears play. It looked like it was over by the first half, but second half, Bears come back and say, hey, we got one more in us. And I think that's important to, keep the game at least close. I think Caleb gets a lot of his touchdowns and yards in garbage time. Can't really consider this garbage time since they almost came all the way back, but just due to poor clock mismanagement by Caleb and Matt Eberflus, game ends early. I'm not going to put it all on Matt Eberflus because Caleb has just the amount. I know he's a rookie, but you can command a team and tell them we're going to hike the ball. We're going to do what we want. So it's on responsibilities on both guys. Definitely should have been fired earlier. I don't even think Matt Eberflus should have lasted the season. Their own mistake, really. But this was a banger till the end. Ended on a weird note, but ended well. For number 7, snow game. Obviously, that bumps it up by itself. It's a snow game. We have Cleveland versus Pittsburgh. An upset at that. Cleveland takes the win here against Pittsburgh. And you mean, there's always going to be something better about snow games. There's a different atmosphere. David Njoku had a couple crazy catches. Nick Chubb has 2 touchdowns. Jameis Winston rushes one and get boom, hits from both sides. Keeps on his feet. Picks everywhere. I'm not picks everywhere. Just picks by Jameis, but good game at that. I think it was just a fun watch all around. Jameis Winston's playing. You're getting a fun game. The Steelers are playing. You're getting a boring one. So we took both of them, put them into one. You get an average game. Averages out at 7. So pretty bad. Not bad, Cleveland. This one's for you. So Rams Vikings. Don't let the 10-point difference deceive you. This game ended on a banger. Banger is the word to use for missed call. I'm not sure, but it ended on a missed call. Missed face mask on Sam Darnold on a big play, which resulted in a safety. Matthew Stafford, ball out, boy. 280 yards on 4 touchdowns. You always bet on his pick because he usually throws it in prime time. But 280 yards on 4 touchdowns is not something to sleep on. Only missed 9 passes all game. Sam Darnold, 240 yards, 2 touchdowns. Obviously, we had a show. Jay Jettis got 115. Puka got 108. We have a show. So, from that standpoint, I mean, this was a good game. It was watchable till the end. Not like that Monday Night Football one. I was on a plane for that one. But who knew the Vikings were frauds? Anyway, it was a good game. Can't complain. Number 5. Number 5. Number 4, though, is the Chargers versus Broncos. What a comeback by LA. What can I say? I originally had them winning this game. By the first half, I said, oh, I lost my freaking bet. Because it just didn't look close. We had a kind of mediocre first half. Denver kind of dominated. Bo Nix slinging the ball per usual. Audric Estime and Javonte Williams doing what they do best. Taking a lot of carries. And no one was too exceptional, but the game was exceptional, if you guys get what I mean. Justin Herbert played pretty well. Gus Edwards played surprisingly well. Ladd McConkey played well. But just a comeback win by the Chargers after being down by a good amount. And game going all the way to the fourth quarter, going to the last drive is what's important. The Broncos actually held up to an 80.4 win percentage. So when that happens and the other team wins, you know it's a good game. Now we get into our elite of elite games. At number 3. Chiefs versus Ravens. What a way to start off week 1 of the NFL season. What a way to start off week 1 of the NFL season. You end on a cliffhanger, really, is what it seems like. Is it in? Is it not? I wish they could have stopped broadcasting the game. It would have been like a movie. But no, everyone had good performances. You know, everyone's a bit rusty. Lamar Jackson killed it. Patrick Mahomes killed it. Isaiah Likely almost had the game of his life if he ends in that touchdown. But good game all around. Rashee Rice also played well. But when the game ends, fourth quarter, Lamar's looking around. But the feet aren't in bounds. That's why they tell you to wear white cleats, Mr. Likely. It was a great game. Sad it couldn't go to overtime. Obviously, that always gives you bonus points if you can go to overtime. But also, you get bonus points if you go to the very last play. And this game did. What a way to start off the NFL season. Great stuff. Both teams. Number 2, Ravens versus Bengals. Now, I know a lot of you thought this would be number 1. I'm full of surprises. I'm full of tricks. Confetti. Baltimore versus Cincinnati. Now, why is this 2 and not 1? Well, I just think it suffers from too open of moonshots. Like, if Jamar wasn't wide open or Tyson Ross wasn't wide open on some of these plays, it'd be higher. But it's like hard to rewatch something and be like, oh my god, this is just terrible defense. Like, this is just terrible defense all around. And it was. When I saying this game was not entertaining in any aspect, that's not true at all. This game was entertaining in every aspect. But rewatchability, it's literally just 0.75 in my opinion, less than the next game. It's just, there was too many wide open defensive mishaps. I'm glad this game went to the very last play. That is huge. I'm glad the Ravens won, because that should teach Zach Taylor a lesson. Take your points when you can get them. Don't try to win right away. I mean, just take your PAT, bro. Everyone wants to see more football. We don't care what you guys want. We want to see more football at 18 games of the season. Our number 1 spot, Falcons versus Tampa Bay. Can't ask for a better Thursday night football game. You got an OT game. You get Kirk Cousins throwing 509. You get Baker Mayfield 3 touchdowns. You get Drake London legacy game. You get mostly a Kirk Cousins legacy game. You spread 500 yards among all these receivers. That's insane to me. You get every touchdown seems completely earned. And that's, I think, the difference between the first one and the last one. Touchdowns seem more earned here. I mean, there's no other way to put it. They weren't wide open shots to the end zone. I mean, maybe 1 or 2 of them were, but this was a physical game. And this seemed like a real division rivalry, like what we'd get in the 2000s. And you go to overtime. Can't complain about overtime. And you get a big touchdown in overtime that wins you the game. No more to be said. So, that is it. Thank you for watching. Comment down below if I'm an idiot. I want to know what you think. I want to know what... Oh, the Bengals should have been number 1. I hate defense. Shout out my boy Plaza, because he's a Bengals fan, so I know he'll have something to think about this. And hey, comment down below if you think the sky is blue.